Sebastian Vettel's time at Ferrari is about to come to an end following the team's decision to not re-sign him for 2021 and beyond. Given the state of the current season, Vettel's chances of winning a championship with Ferrari, which was his dream when joining the team, is all but over. In a candid look back at his career in the Beyond the Grid podcast, Vettel has now opened up about how he views the past few years. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, Vettel admits he failed in candid reflection. Vettel began by stating there were things he should have done and things he shouldn't have. There are things I should have done better, things that I maybe should have seen earlier, fights that I maybe shouldn't have picked. But then again, I think everything that happened brought me to where I am now. He then explained why these fights were unavoidable. I think that looking back, they weren't worth fighting. But again, part of it was probably in my nature, and it was natural to do so, and I think I had a point as well in some of these little fights and battles. Whatever, but yeah, I think ultimately that's how you mature and how you learn. He further clarified that he isn't necessarily referring to stuff that happened on the track. I'm not generally talking about stuff that happens on the track now, losing the car in Hockenheim in sort of half-wet, half-dry conditions. Many people point that one out as a low point, but not talking about things like that. He then analysed the last few years at Ferrari. If I'm fair and harsh, then I have failed. Were there reasons? Probably yes, but I don't accept them as excuses. Whatever happened also, I guess, put me on the next step forward and the next level to focus on the next thing. He signed off by reiterating that he does not regret anything. Again, I think the important bit is I don't have the sense of regret. I'm happy to move on. Fast feed. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner pointed out they have won races in the hybrid era with two different power units. So their focus is very much on the chassis and in terms of what that delivers and whatever the power unit they use they will deliver with. He also revealed they had a good conversation with Max before the announcement and he is just as motivated, upbeat and trusts the team. Ferrari Charles Leclerc has stated that at the start of the season he never expected to race at the Nürburgring. He also feels that the temperature will be quite low, so it will be vital to make the tyres work properly. Renault's Daniel Ricciardo feels that the drivers know exactly how good his former teammate Nico Hülkenberg is. He further divulged that in the beginning at Renault, Hülkenberg was faster than him, no question, but once Ricciardo got used to the new team, he was able to challenge Hülkenberg. He further praised Hülkenberg for being very technical and also very fast, while also being much more relaxed than he thought. After all, he is German, he quipped. Nico Hülkenberg, meanwhile, feels that F1 has become a bit boring, certainly compared to 30 to 40 years ago. AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly is hoping they can fight for more victories and that Honda could compete for next year's Constructors' title. Renault's managing director Cyril Abiteboul feels that the perception of F1 engines is that it is simply unsustainable, in particular from an economic perspective, but also from a technology perspective. So he feels that F1 should either be capable of changing this perception of the current engine architecture, or probably they need to fast-track the adoption of a new architecture. He further wants to be very clear that Renault takes no satisfaction in the Honda situation. And he also reiterated that they want an F1 car with makers, with OEMs, with engine suppliers, and being down to 3 engine manufacturers is not a positive development. Did Vettel fail in his time at Ferrari? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.